Okay. And
Excellent.
all right.
Yes, we in business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
We
yes,
are in
perfect.
business. All right.
All right. You
Woo-hoo.
just let me know when you need me to move forward or not.
Now let's go on to the next slide and get this cracking. All right, perfect, perfect. So again, Kimberly Mitchell, owner of Ujuzi. Ujuzai means knowledge in Swahili. So I changed it a little bit so that when people say my name, my business name, they say, ooh. So it's Ujuzi. And we help struggling small business operators become consistently profitable, which is a very important thing when you're in business, right? By developing that business owner mindset. Because when you are in that early stage, you might have customers, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be profitable. You need to be able to understand what all your costs are and that revenue coming in to cover that cost. And that's what determines whether you're profitable or not. And a lot of times when you're in a small business, you get caught up in the operation of the business and not the finances. So we're going to get you there. Everybody's going to be there within these 7 weeks. And this is, like I said, an accelerator program sponsored by Passstone. Citizens Bank sponsoring that pitch competition. They put it together and came up with this phenomenal 7-week program to get you ladies all up and running. Throughout this program, I am going to be calling on you randomly. Jahida sent me the list. It's a big old list, a lot of us ladies here. But when you are called on, I'd like you to introduce yourself by saying, my name is blank, owner of blank, and we help whoever you help with whatever you help them with, by, and however you help them. So if you look at my introduction, that is exactly the way you want to present yourself. I have a training company. I help struggling business operators with what? Becoming consistently profitable. How? By developing that business owner mindset. So I want you to think about that when you think about your business and how you introduce yourself throughout these 7 weeks. And Jahida, if we can move to the next slide. The schedule for this is going to be fairly quick. We're going to be together for about 2.5 hours on Tuesdays. And that's going to start at 5 o'clock, wrap up by 7, but we will have a break in there. I'm not trying to tax anybody, stress anybody out. First 2 sessions is going to be going over this business canvas. The next 2 sessions, we're talking all about the money. You're going to be with Citizens Bank. They're going to walk you through all the different aspects of the financials of running a business. Then we're going to get into that pitch introduction. That's where you get your first look at that pitch deck and what you're going to need to populate that pitch deck. And then session 6, you're going to actually practice that. Those people who are able to move on to the final competition, that's going to happen in session 7. So what you're going to see, what you see here on the slide are optional office hours. What that means is I'm going to have an open session on Thursdays, 5:30 to 8. And that is going to be a Zoom link that's going to be the same every week. So I'll make sure that gets out to you by tomorrow. What I'm asking you to do prior to that is if you have a question, that question could be based on what we talked about in class. It could be any other struggle you're having with business, but you send that to me via email prior to Thursday. And I ask that because with all these ladies on here, it's easier to research some of the questions. If there's other resources that you can use, I want to be able to give you the best and highest response to the question that you have. So that doesn't mean if you didn't send it, you can't ask the question. You can still show up and ask a question, but it's going to be much more in depth if I'm able to get that question ahead of time. Anybody got questions on that? Okay, so before we get into the actual slides.
Kim, do we have your email address?
The email address is on the slides that's on here, but I'll make sure that it gets sent to you specifically when I get the link sent out to you. So one of the things I like to say, and I have facilitated several of these classes, several classes here on the school modernization program. I like to explain the way I relate to us. And what that means is we are business owners. So I'm going to speak to you as a business owner. And I don't know about anybody else, but there's a character that I think we all have in some form in our lives. I call her Aunt Viv. Aunt Viv is that aunt that she loves you to pieces. As soon as she see you, she's like, hey! And you go up, you give Aunt Viv a kiss on the cheek. She goes, hey, baby, go on up and swish some scope around in your mouth and then come on back and tell Aunt Viv everything you got going on. Because Aunt Viv is going to tell you what you need to hear, whether you want to hear it or not. She's telling you because she loves you. She's going to tell you what ain't nobody else going to tell you, but she going to tell you. So that's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to make sure you have all the information you need in one way or another, and it's all from a place of love. Can we agree on that?
Amen.
Amen. All right. So now let's roll on. So we have here what's called an early stage business canvas. What is traditionally out in the marketplace is called a business model canvas. Has anybody ever seen a business model canvas? Let me get some calls, some names in here. How about Diamond Humphrey? Are you here, Diamond Humphrey? I don't hear Diamond Humphrey. How about Antoinette Johnson? Are you here, Antoinette Johnson?
I'm here.
Okay, wonderful. So tell me, have you ever heard of a business model canvas? And if so, tell me what you think it does for you.
No, I haven't actually heard of the business model canvas. Not in those terms, not at all. But as I'm looking, it just looks like somewhat of a business plan type to help you get in that some type of format to help you get towards your business. And maybe, I'm not sure. I haven't heard of it though.
Okay, so
As I'm looking at it, I'm just trying to look at it.
Sure, no problem. So go ahead and give me your introduction so I know what business you have and who you're working with.
Well,
My name is
Antoinette. My name is Antoinette Johnson, and I am the owner of Essential Pleasures. And I help people that are looking for a clean way of living. I do that by producing all natural soy candles and soaps that is free from harmful chemicals and paraffins. Was that good?
all right. That is, I like that. Good to know that. Okay. Let me put down here, smell good stuff. So that I got that. Okay. So business model canvas is really a tool that is used to capture in one place the critical foundational information on your business. And it allows you to post it so that you see, everyone else sees, and it's a constant reminder as you're developing that business model on how you're going to make money and who the people are that are going to pay you. So this canvas that we're looking at now is actually created by me, and it's for early stage businesses because the traditional business model canvas focuses on key relationships, suppliers, things that early stage businesses aren't really dealing with right now. But this is about the actual foundational information that you need to start that business and to really run that early stage business. So the right side of that you see has information on customers and revenues. The left side is about operations and costs. And the center is your offer. That's really right where you are starting that business, why you start that business, what makes that business unique. So Naomi's asking you get a copy of the slide. You absolutely will get a copy of this Canvas, and may even have the actual presentation. But we're tonight going to focus on that right side, the customers' revenues, and the center, the offer. Then next Tuesday, we're going to go over operations and costs. Operations and costs is about the capacity that your business capacity, and the negative costs or dollars going out. So Jahida, we can go to the next one. That sweet spot in the middle, which oh, I'm sorry, I got all caught up in these slides and the technical problems. You received an email earlier that has the worksheet so that you can kind of write it out before you commit to that whole Canvas, and then the whole Canvas. So we're going to start in the middle where it says, what is your why? What is your wow? How about Carolette? What is your why? You're muted. Carolette, you're muted.
Sorry. Okay. The why and why I do what I do in this.
First, I want you to do your introduction.
My name is Carolette Meadows. I am the owner of Meadows Aquagrow. And it is a food production business, and it will be servicing people at the community. And what was the last part in there that you were going to want to know?
I help who, with what, by how.
Well, I think I got all of that. I'm doing it by producing food. I'm helping people by producing food. Everything is about producing food. Um, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's urban aquaculture. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be looking to do. Um, and why the why and the core belief of why I'm doing all of this, I guess. Um, I'm doing it because it started out, it generated from a couple of things. One is um, because I had a child with lead, and then I also have lupus, and then I'm also a tree hugger. So I've been involved in environment and things. So I have I I have just a natural concern for things like farming and fertilizer runoffs that are impacting the river, and algae blooms and all of these kind of things where humans are leaving an imprint on the earth we we are we're negatively impacting if we don't change course and start becoming more harmonious. So with aquaculture, we have a way of producing food where we can kind of reverse some of those things, and we can produce food year round in our own community, which means that you know the nutrients that we have will be better because it's all locally grown year round.
And Carolette, is that a nonprofit or for-profit business?
No, for profit.
Okay, and who are your customers?
People.
I'm gonna have some fun when we get to the target customer, because There's not a business on this earth that has everybody as a target customer. So keep that in
Oh
mind.
well, I mean, because as long, well, the thing, well, as long, I guess I generalize people because all consumers are purveyors of food. Um, I guess my targets are gonna be, my targets initially are gonna be are gonna be anywhere where I can, my first line attack is going to be anywhere where I can take advantage of MWBE contracts, which is going to be schools, prisons, um, nursing homes, hospitals. So anywhere where I can take advantage of those contracts, and then reaching out from there, I would love to be able to partner with other Black owned restaurants, um, and supermarkets, and branch out from there. But initially, I'm going for, of course, my guaranteed money source, which is going to be MWBE contracts, because that's guaranteed money in the bank to get things going.
Okay. Okay. I got some things in my head I heard that I want to just put over here, put over to the back of the wig until we get to that. So we're going to get to that.
Okay.
Because one thing you want to understand is how you do anything is how you do everything. That means your core, whatever that core belief is, whatever that why that you started this business for, whatever that why is that you get up in the morning and go to work for, it's across everything you do. So that why that you have, that value that you live by, it forms the foundation of your business. And so that is what your customers will follow. That is what your employees will follow. That is how you'll select your suppliers. And it may not be a conscious thing. It's like dating. You don't know why you are attracted to that person, just some kind of chemistry that connects you. It's no different with your why. Your business, everybody that does business with you does so because they're connecting with that why. So it's important that you know what that is for you. The next square on that canvas is, what is your wow? What is it that when you tell people what you do and how you do it and why you do it and who you do it for, they go, wow. They may not do that literally, but pretty much. So let's see, we have Erica Smith. Is Erica Smith here?
Hi.
All right, well, Erica Smith,
Hello?
let's get the introduction. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I certainly can. So let's get your introduction and then tell me what your wow is.
Okay. Hi, my name is Erica, and I do serve the community selling custom-made wigs. I'm also working on some innovation products in the future where I will be making handmade vintage dresses. Um, I serve the community because I believe that it's a shortage of wig makers, especially in this community, it's, Western New York, Buffalo. I noticed that it's not many around. I'm like one of the few. I know a lot of females who actually do hair, and they have their own salons, but I haven't seen yet a custom made wig location or a store, that sells custom made wigs. What I want, my target audience is millennials, any pretty much women age of 25 to 45 years old. That's my target audience, and I'm doing it because I know it's a shortage of quality hair in the community. A lot of times we go to the Arabians and their hair is not really high quality. It depends on what you want. I do sell human hair wigs. I also sell synthetic wigs. So, but I sell a high quality of hair, which I've not really seen that much of it in the community right now. So That's what I'm doing right now with my business. The reason why I'm doing it is because I love doing hair. Not only that, I love doing wigs, especially wigs. I'm not really a type of person who's like a hairstylist in the hair salon, so to say. But I do love doing wigs and I love fashion. So that's why I'm doing it. It's something that I really love to do it. I can actually do it for free. I actually, when I first started my business, I actually did do it for free. I When I first started, I didn't really, my wigs wasn't really nothing because I was just learning. So what I did was I made wigs and I gave them away. And that's how I, basically got started and learned how to make wigs. Because when I first started, it takes a long time to learn how to make wigs. It's not an easy thing. You look online and you see wig maker classes and they make it look like it's so easy, and it's really not. It took me a long time to get myself, right now.
Nice. I will say this, don't talk about my wig. I already know what it looked like. I'm okay with it. I'm just kidding with you. But listen, I'm not a hair person. I do have some things going on under here, but I get you. I resonate with you. So you might be someone that I would consider, or I might be someone you would consider a target customer, even though I don't fit in that little age range of yours. I ain't gonna be mad about that.
Oh,
But
sorry.
but that's really where you want to talk about what is it that makes it go wow. And what I heard you say is the attention to detail that you put into your wigs and the quality of hair. So when you're thinking about your wow, you need to be saying, how do I communicate that to potential customers? In other words, if someone purchases your wig, that means they already experienced the quality. But what if they've never purchased a wig from you before? What is it what can you say in your marketing? What can you say in your slogans? What can you do as part of how you operate your business that makes people go, wow, I want to try one of those wigs? That's what your wow statement is about. And it's concise. It's not something that you're going to sit down and over coffee tell somebody about your wow. It's a statement like that. So when you're thinking about that and putting that stuff together, thinking about how you're writing your wow statement, you're going to use visual language, because people, when you speak, people get pictures. You want people to see, you want to use language that makes them see the hair without seeing the hair, that makes them get an idea of what that feels like. So how can you describe your wigs in a way that makes people feel that and see that and then go, wow? That's what that wow statement is about. So all of you should be thinking about, how am I talking about my business in a way that makes people see the product? So any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Yahaira, next slide. This is a big one because I heard some of this already, but this is a big one. I want to emphasize these points on this slide because the revenue that your business generates, the amount of money that you will make in your lifetime as a business owner is directly connected to the problem you solve in the marketplace. So I'm going to say that again. The amount of money that you will generate over the lifetime of your business is directly related to the problem that your business solves in the marketplace. So you want to know, is my business a vitamin or a pain reliever? What do I mean by that? I mean that you can sit and tell yourself for months, I should start taking some vitamins. I'm tired. I really should be getting some. I know I said I was going to get some vitamins and I forgot them again. I need to take some vitamins because I need vitamins, but not so much that I'm just going to stop what I'm doing and go get some vitamins. But if I got my back hurting, or if I go in those cute shoes that I know I know my right foot can't fit in, but I'm gonna wear it anyway. And then I got that ache, that pain in my knee now. You're not gonna be able to keep me away from that Aleve. I'm getting that pain reliever. As a matter of fact, I keep Aleve in my purse, in my desk, in my medicine cabinet, and in my office. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So you wanna know, is my business a vitamin that people will use maybe if they happen to be right in front of me? Or is my business a pain reliever, meaning that they have a problem and it's painful and they are going to seek me out and they will not stop until they find me and do business with me? And I will give you a hint to say that the pain relievers are the ones that make the most money. The next thing you want to know is it a problem that's big enough for a whole group of people? Think about, like somebody says, I literally had someone say, you know what? I am really, really good at arranging shoes. Something about it, somebody give me a pile of shoes, I can make that pile of shoes look like a showroom. Wonderful. But it's not really a business. You're really not going to find a whole bunch of people that just has a pile of shoes that they want organized. That's not a big enough problem. And then the other side of that coin is it a problem that people are going to pay for? I personally had a huge mound of shoes, but I was totally unwilling to pay somebody to organize it.
Right. Though.
So that means it's not a business. Think about your business. Those of you who haven't started a business yet, think about, is this big enough that people are going to pay for it? Is this something that people, because if you can't run a business without customers, and those customers have to pay you enough that you're profitable. So even if they're willing to pay you $30 to arrange and organize their shoes, is $30 enough for you to really run a business? And I want to stop right here for a second and say that as you are in this early stage of business, your business model should not be that you do all the work. I'm going to say that piece again. Your business model should not be that you do all the work forever and ever, amen. As a new business, you can't avoid wearing all the hats, but your business model should be that you are going to eventually hire people to do that work for you. And those people need to get paid. So you want to make sure you're making enough money. Any questions on that?
Why do you want to hire out? Why does that have to be a goal?
Because as a business owner, remember, we're business owners. So our main goal, or I should say our primary function as a business owner, is to find work for our employees. When we're starting out, we're the employees. So we have to be able to find work. If you're doing the work, you can't also be out there finding the work. What does finding the work look like? Finding the work means out there networking, going to those trade association meetings, finding out where the contracts are, getting to understand in classes like these and networking events like some of the other events that Passstone puts on, how to get funding. That's running the business. That's where you belong.
So
You
that
need to
all
be
goes
ready to-
back to changing the mindset, like you
Say
said.
again?
So that all goes back to changing the mindset, like you said.
Absolutely.
Got you.
Absolutely.
Got you.
Often we have spent a good amount of years as an employee, and we look at our supervisor, maybe our supervisor's supervisor, and we say, man, why am I working for them? I could do that. I could go out and make my own money, and I don't have to wait for them to pay me. I can make my own hours. But then we step out and we try to run that business like an employee, because guess what? That supervisor was an employee just like you were. So you
Mhm.
going out and mimicking that supervisor in your business puts you
Limits
in that
us.
side hustle mode forever. Sorry?
It limits us.
Exactly. Because when you look at what you can output, and we're going to talk about capacity next Tuesday, when you are the sole person doing everything, you already have a limited amount of money you can make because there's a limited amount of time you can spend working that business.
Yeah.
That's how you scale. You perfect small, get that system running, get everything in place, get your customers up, get your marketing, get your messaging, get your why, get your wow, and then you start bringing on people to do the work. So we'll talk a lot more about that next week. Good
Okay.
question though.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? So I then want Deanna Pippin to tell me, how do you solve the problem for your customer?
Hello. Well, my name is Deanna. I'm the owner of the Bakery Store LLC, and we help bakers and treat makers of all levels with accessing high quality and unique baking supplies by offering competitive pricing both in store and online, and offering a self-dispensing sprinkle wall.
Okay. A self-dispensing sprinkle wall.
Yes.
I
All
got you.
different. All different, like every kind of sprinkle, all different colors, shapes, sizes, everything. So you can't have it. It gets installed in the wall. It's mine. You can't have
it. So here's when we talk about how you solve that problem. First of all, what's the problem that you're solving?
The problem that I'm solving is that I'm a self-taught baker for the past 4 years, and there is literally only one store in the Western New York and Southern Ontario area that carries specific baking supplies, and they should have some competition, so why not be me?
I'm never mad at that. Never.
Their hours are, I mean, it's not even just me. I'm talking to other local bakers, you know, treat makers in the area. Their inventory is waning. They change vendors constantly. Exactly. I'm quite sure you probably know who I'm talking about. And, you know, they don't have any online access. They don't have any, you know, curbside. When the pandemic came, it was just a lot of inconsistencies I found with them. And their only competition is like a Party City or a Walmart or a Hobby Lobby. So I figure why not incorporate all of those into my store and be able to ship online and have some stuff in store.
I like it. I like it a lot. So tell me, how do you solve the problem? What's your process that you use to solve the problem for your customers?
I've done my own independent studies, and I've also hired a online survey website to, I came up with 20 different questions, you know, that pretty much would target my demographic and target my audience to make sure I'm targeting those who need services, not just everybody, because like you said, there's no such thing as just everybody. So just doing the research, you know, finding different vendors competitive with the pricing, products that aren't available in the area that are only available like in other states to be able to be a bulk vendor to bring them here to distribute. Just be offering unique boxes and molds and colors and just being unique, just being something different that they're not.
That's exactly how. That's a good how, is that you are offering things that they can't get elsewhere.
Right.
And that having that exclusivity is a great how. But, and it's like the slide says, features tell, benefits sell. So when you talk about that, you don't just talk about the fact that you have exclusive items. What you need to be using, the language you need to be using in your marketing and all of your contact and engaging with your potential customers is what benefit does that give them? And I will say to you that to all of you, start looking at commercials. Commercials have marketing behind them that in the millions, and it's a skill, but they tell you exactly what you need to be doing as a small business owner. What do I mean by that? I mean, 9 times out of 10, you have if you have a person or people in a commercial, that's the business telling you who their target customer is. Think of financial products about retirement. Now, you can retire at any age. As a matter of fact, in this age of technology, you have lots of young people who retire early. But your financial product commercials, 9 times out of 10 are going to show a married couple with gray hair. Older couple. Why? Not because the young person can't do business, but that older couple is the target customer most likely to do business with them. You think of a Lowe's or a Home Depot. Now, I'm a woman. I'm a woman in an urban environment with a lawn. I don't do it my lawn. I don't like doing my lawn, but I have a lawn in an urban environment. But when you look at Home Depot and Lowe's, those tools are suburban males with big backyards, riding lawnmowers, bush hedge cutters, and all these other things that I see on TV and don't use. That doesn't mean that I can't buy them. It just means that I'm not the one most likely to buy them. So when you think of your target customer, that's really one you're going to get to. And we're going to talk a little bit about that next. But when you're looking at how those things are described, or I should say, what makes people buy them, the best one to look at is Apple. And I'm not an Apple user, but their commercials are perfect. Their commercials are about how you're going to use their product to benefit your life. They don't waste time telling you about the processor or the screen or the diagonal measurement of your viewing screen. They're telling you that you're going to be able to jog down the street, get your exercise in, tap your wrist, and tell Siri to schedule an appointment at the doctor's for 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Man, I do need somebody to do that for me. They're going to show you that you'll be packing your suitcase and say, hey, by the way, what is the weather in San Francisco going to be tomorrow? All while I don't have to stop packing my suitcase to do that.
Yep.
Apple is masterful at showing you what the benefit is of using their product. That's where we need to be. When you're talking about those exclusive moles and those things that you have that nobody else has, take it a step further and talk about what those things are going to do for your customers. What is the benefit of you having those things available for them? People buy results. All right, well, we'll then go get back started then. And we stopped on the problem solving. We'll move on to the next square. And I want you ladies, if you don't already have the document, you will get the document that has all of these questions. I want you to really start putting some thought into that. Once you feel like you have it solid on the worksheet, then you transfer it over to the actual Canvas. And you can lock that in and kind of use that as your guide as you're moving forward through your business. So that far block on the right side is about your target customer. So your target customer is, again, that one most likely to do business with you. When you decided to open a business, the way that it should go is the marketplace tells you that there's a problem. Meaning you start moving through and you hear people talking, I wish we had that. It's too bad we can't get that. I'm so mad every time I go to do this. This is the problem. This is the obstacle. This is a barrier. Your business mind should say, hey, if this is a barrier for you, I wonder if it's a barrier for about another 40, 50, 150 people. Then I can have a business, because as business owners, we should be in love with business, not just our business. The business owner mindset is saying, I can see a gap, I can hear a problem, and I can turn that into an opportunity, because that's how we make money. In other words, if you make cupcakes and you really, really love making cupcakes to the point where you make the best tasting cupcakes on the block, get a job making cupcakes. Because when you go into business, if your focus is on the cupcakes as opposed to the customer, then somebody with a business owner mindset is going to come and put you out of business tomorrow. So fall in love with the business. And by that, you're going to need to focus on the customer, not your business. Who is my customer? What is it they want? What is it they need? What's going on in the industry? Because it can't just be about what's right around you. What's going on in my industry that's going to allow me to serve my customers at a higher level and make more people come and do business with me? That should be the focus. So in order to do that, you need to know who those target customers are. Who are the people that are saying, I have this problem, I have this pain, and Carolette's business can solve that pain for me. You have to know where they are, what their hobbies are, where they spend their time, where they spend their money. Now, oftentimes people go, why do I need to know all that stuff when I just want to do business with these people? Because you need to know where to reach them. You need to know their income level, because you need to know, can they afford my product or service? You need to know their hobbies, because you want to know, where are they hanging out? What kind of events can I sponsor that they will be at and see my ad and do business with me? You want to know what their education level is, just because you want to know what kind of jobs will they have that's going to have them make the kind of income that they're going to need to do business with me. You want to know, do they have kids? Why? Because you want to know, one, if you have a kid, if you have a product designed for kids, obviously you're going to want to know if they have kids. But do you want to know, do they spend their money on themselves or on their kids? If they happen to be what's called a double income, no kids, a DINK couple, they got a whole lot of money. 2 checks coming in the house and no kids. I can put my price at a higher price point, but those people are going to expect a higher value as well. That's right, Jahida. Dollar bills. That's where you want to be.
Third option.
That's what that.
Can I do 2 and 1?
Somebody to mute. Thank you. But that's where that demographic information is useful for you. So you're going to have to do a little research. If you already have customers, then it's a matter of going into all your best customers and finding out, what do these people have in common? How did they find me? What made them do business with me? What makes them continue to do business with me? Because especially you people who are just starting out without a business yet, you haven't quite started, you want to be thinking, how do people repeatedly do business with me? You don't want a one and done. You don't want to create a business that people only have to come to you one time. Because the cost of acquiring a new customer versus a customer you're selling to, a customer you already have, is at least double. So you want to be able to say, I've set my business up so that people can consistently do business with me. If I have a service business, I'm going to develop a product. Meaning, if I have, like my training business, I'm developing an online course. So they have something that they can, if they can't come to my class in person, they can buy my course online. If I have I'm trying to remember this, I don't know if it's candles, but the essentials. If I have that product, what kind of service can I attach to that so that that customer who buys from me can buy more from me, not just more product, but buy more services? Can I do delivery? Can I do a custom scent? Can I do something that requires that customer to buy from me more than one time? And you're only going to really be able to figure that out by understanding who that customer is. What are they male, female? Do they identify male, female? Do they like sports? Do they like travel? Those things you want to collect. It's not always easy if you're just starting out and you have no customers, but in that case, you want to do focus groups. You want to do surveys. You want to get into Facebook groups. That is a huge opportunity if you haven't started a business to try to understand what's going on with my target customer. Another thing that is often missed, Amazon. Man, let me tell you, I feel a little guilty and a little conflicted sometimes because I shop like crazy on Amazon. And then they send me that email saying, do you want to rate your product? Give it a review? I never do. I never do. But let me tell you something, when it comes time to buy, that's the first thing I look at is the reviews. First thing I look at is the reviews. I said, now you should feel a little shame of yourself, because what if everybody did that you do, same thing you do, and don't leave reviews? Then you got nothing to look at. But I appreciate those reviews, because those reviews are a gold mine when it comes to figuring out what's going on with your target customer. You have to know who your competitors are, but you go to that competitor, find out what they're, and that competitor, I will clarify competitor when we get to next week, but you need to find out who's doing what you do. Go and see if they sell on Amazon, which 9 times out of 10 they do, and find out what the customers are raving about and find out what the customers are ranting about. Those 2 pieces of information are going to tell you a lot about your potential customer. So you want to collect all of that information. Develop a persona for your target customer. I'm going to be giving you a worksheet that you can fill in that really gets down to the nuts and bolts of who is the person most likely to do business with me. Liz Claiborne actually has named hers. They're called Liz Ladies. And they speak like that is a real deal person. So should you. Your business, your buyer persona should be named. Who is that person? You can have more than one, depending on your product or service, but you want to get that granular. When you talk about your who that ideal customer is, start broad and then narrow it down. So that's what you see here on the screen. I use Burger King because I'm greedy. I like snacks, so you hear me cupcakes, fast food, that you're gonna hear it all over 7 weeks. This particular one is Burger King. So Burger King started broad. They said, our target customer are people who are hungry but don't want to cook. So if you're hungry, you don't want to cook, you got quite a few options. So they narrowed it down to say, I want people who want fast food. Still a broad audience, but still narrowed down. So now we're talking, could be McDonald's, could be Pizza Hut, could be Taco Bell. They're all fast food. So Burger King narrowed it down even more. They said, I want people who want a fast food burger. Yeah, we sell other stuff, but primarily we sell burgers. So we want people who want a fast food burger. But to get to that ideal customer, they took it down one more level. Now, who's going to tell me what that next level is? What's that thing that they use to narrow it all the way down to say, that's my ideal customer?
The people that say have it your way or have it my way.
That's one way. That's one.
Okay.
That's that's the default answer, but we gonna give you one more.
It's
Who's gonna give
grilled.
it to me?
That's plain,
Say again.
plain broiled,
It's grilled.
charcoal
It's flame
broiled burger.
broiled.
Say it again. Next slide, please. They said, we don't just want somebody who wants a fast food burger. We want somebody who wants a flame broiled burger. When you look at those commercials, they gonna show them flames. They gonna show those little black lines. Even if somebody take a Sharpie and put them on that burger, they're gonna show this is flame broiled. And they want they want that visual so that you smell it. They want that so that you hear the sizzle. That's how they narrowed it down. And that's how you should be thinking about your target customer. How can I start from this broad customer base and narrow it down and narrow it down? That's right, Jahida, all the senses. You want to get it to where you have broken it down, and it doesn't have to be unique. It doesn't have to be something that absolutely nobody else has. When we look at Wegmans here, Wegmans is a grocery store, people. I got people coming in visiting from out of the state talking about Wegmans like it's the Mall of America. It's a grocery store. But they took it and they laid that out to a whole different level, didn't they? They started with that building envelope by making it big and looking like a house almost instead of a grocery store. But what people talk about more than anything about Wegmans is that customer service. You could walk in there with a dirty Coke can, half full, and say, I want to return this because I'm not happy, and they will take it and give you the money back. That's customer service. That level of customer service is their trademark. That's what makes people say, wow. That's what makes people go and shop with them over and over again. So what can you do when you talk about bringing down that base to really get to the heart of your target customer? I'm going to be talking to Tamar Lavette. What are you doing?
I know, like you're
Sorry, you're breaking up
okay.
a little bit. One more time.
Can you hear me okay?
You're still breaking up a little bit. Okay, so how about we come back to you? I'm gonna get back to you, but right now let's move to Shannon Odell. Tell me, how do you get down to your narrow down your target customer?
With my business, it's kind of like a 2-in-1, but my main business is I make cleaning products. I formulated them, they're hypoallergenic. So when I think of a target customer, I think about the fact that they're really, for me, everybody is a target customer. Everybody has some sort of allergy. Everyone has something that, excuse me, I have like Dr. Doolittle at my house. I have all of, anything that involves allergies, asthma, anything like that. My whole point is to get chemicals out of your home. A lot of people, and I think it's great because I use everything, no sulfates, no nothing. I'm very allergic to things. But my thing is chemicals. When you think about this, my target customer is anyone. It's
Not
anyone.
exactly. Not exactly. You might have somebody who has allergies, but they're not willing to pay for chemical-free products.
Well, that is true. That is
You
true.
might have somebody who can't pay. So again, remember, your target customer, that's where that income level comes in to say, can I pay for specific cleaning products, or do I just need to go to the dollar store?
True indeed. You're right. And I have more about that, but in this at a fundamental level, you're right. You are absolutely correct. So when I would come down to my target customer, it would be more leaning towards someone that has a family, that has children that have issues, that pay for cleaning products like that already, and like I've explored the public market, and that worked well. A lot of things like I'll do refills instead of selling, because there is like with my product, I sell in glass bottles, but I also save every single jar. I grab everybody's jars in the world that will give them to me, take all the labels off, paint the lids, throw my label on there, and then it's literally, that's a refill to my glass jar so that you're not getting plastic. It's also a refill, so it's less expensive option. If you choose to put it in plastic after that, that's up to you. But how I market my products, my spray bottles and things like that, they're marketed in a blue glass bottle, and it's glass. So, but I recycle
So
everything, so it's less expensive for me I make more of a profit, because when I do that, I make about 68% profit on that, and the recycled glass jar.
it sounds to me, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me that your part of your demographic has to be, or actually that would be psychographic, is people who care about the environment, people who care about
Absolutely.
recycling. That's not everybody.
No, it's not. But
So
it doesn't
that's where
necessarily have to be either.
well, again, your ideal customer is the one most likely to do business with you. Everybody can do business with you, but the target customer, that ideal customer, is the one most likely to do business with you.
Okay.
So you're going to be looking at people again who do have allergies, who care about the environment, who probably make a little more income. So those are people who are going to be looking for specific products and willing to pay more for specific products. People who are loyal to their brands. So these are people who probably, when you see them out, they're probably wearing designer things because they're loyal to those particular brands for whatever reasons that they are. But the key thing is that they're going to be people who care about the environment.
Yeah,
Where do you find those people?
Let's see. You can find them in a lot of places. I've actually spoken to the rep at Lori's Natural Foods. You'll find them in the organic department at Wegmans, and the natural soap aisle at Wegmans, Walmart. You'll find them when spring comes and fall comes, when plants are coming out, people are starting to garden. You'll find them at the public market. You'll find them at like the flea markets out, festivals, all over the place. But you also find it on Facebook. I have a pretty big following on Facebook for both, because I also have a cleaning business that uses my supplies. So, and that's the following there too, is the cleaning business. It's because I give the option of chemical or chemical free, your choice. However, you catch business that way too, because maybe they want their office clean this way because it's less expensive, but you want your home clean this way, and then they buy product that way.
Yeah, I would say to you, just again, my recommendation is that you stick to the chemical free, because that's part of your brand. And we're going to talk about branding in one of the subsequent weeks. But your brand is really what your company stands for. And if you to the point where you're creating chemical free products, it's a bit of a conflict, and it confuses your marketplace if you tell me that you're willing to clean with chemicals. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
yes.
It's especially when we're young and in our business and we're starting out, we feel like we can't turn away a dollar, but you can. You should really choose your customers the same way your customers choose you. Because as you develop that lane, you're going to find that, sure, you might only have 25 customers, but you're going to make more money with those 25 customers than if you had 50 customers with half chemical and half natural products.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So that's
Absolutely.
really where you want to get into learning who your target customer is, but also who you are as a business. That's where we get in, and we're going to talk about that in this exercise next. But that why it should be your core. It should be something that you are willing to say, I'm just not doing it. I will tell you that when it came, I used to have a decorating business, an event rental business, decorating business. I got out of it because there were just some things I wouldn't do. I don't agree with. I know that they're all over social media and have been all over social media, but that's just, it was against my values and my core belief. Nothing crazy, but to say that I'm unwilling to go out and create custom items for a 1-year-old to have a $3,000 worth of decorations at Chuck E. Cheese. That just wasn't my thing. So I'm like, this has become the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and gracefully exit stage left. So when you stick to your brand and you stick to what your core is, your tribe will find you and they will do business with you and they will bring others to do business with you. So don't be afraid to say no to $1 if it's
Thank you
against
for
your
that,
brand.
because I needed that.
Mhm.
That goes back to
Yes.
Aunt Viv. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Really and truly.
My pleasure. All
I'm
right,
glad
so
my
we
husband heard that too, so that's good because my husband
oh
just heard
good.
that. So thank you.
You're
Don't be afraid to
welcome.
turn down $1.
That's
He
right.
said, "Oh yeah." Ah,
So does anybody else have questions on the target customer? Okay, so what
I
we're gonna
do.
do, okay, go ahead.
So how far do you take that to narrowing it down?
Till you get to that point where these are the people who are resonating with your messaging. Once you lay out, if you already have customers, that's easy because like I said, you go through those customers and say, who are my best customers? My best customers may not necessarily be who spent the most money with me. It might be they only purchased from me once, but they referred me to 5 other people. Or maybe
Mhm.
they hired me 6 times over the course of this last year to do little jobs here and there, but they kept me busy and they left reviews on my
Mhm.
website, on my Facebook page. So who are those best customers? And then say, what do they have in common? What kind of things do they have in common? Like where do they work? What kind of job do they do? What kind of education level? What kind of income level? What age range? Do they have kids? Don't they have kids? How did I know they have allergies? Do they have allergies? Because those are things you want to understand. And they're customers, people. If you already have customers, talk to your customers. That is the best way to get this ideal customer identified. Talk to them. They've
Okay.
done business with you, so they're very willing to share information. Ask them, how did you find me? What made you do business with me? Ask them if they chose you because they have allergies. Did they choose you because you do create natural chemical-free products? Ask those questions. And then once you've developed that persona, now you know how to speak the language of your target customer, because that's really what it's about. It's about understanding where they are so you can put your ads and things where they're going to see it, but then also understanding what to say so that they're going to pay attention to it. What are the words they need to hear? What kind of language, what kind of things can you say that are really going to make them go, oh yes, I need that. I was just telling somebody the other day, if I could find that, I'd buy 10 of them. That's exactly what you want to be able to. That's the purpose of identifying, your target customer, to be able to speak to them in a way that makes them do business with you.
Okay. That hits home. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a
All
question.
right. Yep.
What do you mean by speak to them to make them do business? What can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, I want all of us to recognize that we are customers. Recognize that we are a target customer of someone. So you think about those, the best way you can think about that is those plastic container commercials. You know, they go overboard. They like got too many containers and somebody opens the cabinet and 400 containers fall out. And then they're like, and you don't know where the lids are. The person looks frustrated. They're like talking about, yeah. And you're feeling that. You're like, absolutely. I just had that happen yesterday where I couldn't find the lid to go on that stupid bowl for my spaghetti. And then they go, la, here's the answer. And all those benefits, it fits right on top of each other. You can stack it. It's dishwasher safe. It fits into your cabinets, all the benefits. So you need to understand what it is your customer, your target customer is dealing with and how to explain to them that your business solves that problem. What are the words that you can say to let them know that your business solves that problem? I will tell you, when I've heard tonight is a lot of people talk about what their business does, as opposed to what the benefit of their business is to their target customer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think
That's
I'm
the
to the
language.
point where I'm working on my benefit.
Well, here's one thing you want to make sure you know, all of us. If you don't know the benefit that your business brings to your customers, there's no way they're going to know the benefit. These are our businesses. Nobody has more answers about our business than we do. So you look internally first. I will tell you, when you talk about your why, my why is that I believe that we are our own greatest resource. I believe that outside of my business, I believe that inside my business. It's how I do my teaching, because I want you to know that you are a source, the best resource actually, for all the information your business needs to succeed. You are, not Google, not Amazon, not any of the other external databases out here. You are. I believe that in my personal life, we are our own greatest resource, which is why I don't lend a lot of money and I don't let people live with me, because they can figure it out on their own if they don't use me, right? So we are our greatest resource. That is in my business. As I work with my people, they have to come to me with solutions. You can come to me with the answer, but with the question, but I'm gonna kick it back to you to come back to me with the answer, because you already know it. When you decided to start a business, you didn't just get up in the morning and say, you know what, I don't got nothing to do from 4 to 7, so I think I'm gonna start a business. You had feedback from the marketplace that says this is needed. How did you interpret that feedback? There's something that told you certain people had certain problems. That's all a business is. It is a solution to a problem in the marketplace. So when you're talking about your ideal customer, you're talking about the people who have that problem. The people who are most likely to have that problem, because those are the people who are most likely to turn around and pay you to solve it. Does that answer your question? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. And because we only got about 15 minutes left, I do want to just quickly bring up the assignment. We can stop sharing because this is the last slide on here. And I want to talk about I'll call it an assignment. It's not quite an assignment. Oh, sorry. Next week, we're going to be talking about the other side, the left side of the canvas. We're going to talk about lead generation, which is huge for small businesses because we tend to overlook and leapfrog over lead generation, but that is really the beginning of us having a successful business. We're going to talk about unit production and capacity, and then I talk about those negative dollars, the money going out of the business to service our customers. So when we look at the assignment that we're going to be getting something that really talks about the why. Really dig deep into yourself, because as I said, we are our own greatest resource. But sometimes when we get into the rhythm of life, we don't stop and actually look at, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I think the way I think? Why do I feel the way I feel? How is it that I have X, Y, and Z, but this person who has more than or less than is doing more than I am? How is it that this person can do all those things that I say I want to do, and I'm still sitting in this space talking about it? There's a reason for that. So this assignment is really going to be talking about how you get into the why of what you do and help you to fill in some of those squares on that canvas about what is your why and what is your wow. I'm going to be reviewing some of that. When we again talk about the office hours, any questions you have on the assignment, any questions that you have from tonight's presentation, any questions that you have just from going through business, send those to me. As we talk about slides, as long as that's up, Jahida, if you can bring up the question slide, my email address is on there. I'm also going to drop that in the chat for everybody, because you want to make sure that if you have a question, Cater.
So are you shooting us the email now with that Canvas assignment?
I will make sure that that happens before I leave tonight.
Okay. And then you said Thursday starts the Zoom meeting hours for us to contact you with any questions?
Yes, Thursday is the optional office hours. I'll be on Zoom 5:30 to 8. Send me those questions ahead of time. I'll address the emailed questions first. Then if we have time, anybody has any additional questions, they can certainly feel free to pop those up.
Okay, so we email you and then you'll let us know when to pop onto the meeting.
Yes, I'll get you the assignment, the slides, and the Zoom link before I leave tonight.
Beautiful. I don't mean to get on your nerves, but I will be very prevalent.
You are not on my, do you know how many nerves I got? I got a ton of nerves. So
Well, I'll jump on them for you.
If she won't, I will.
I'm good.
I promise.
Oh, I'm
'Cause I'm
just
here for
teasing.
I'm here for two businesses. Actually, three. This is why I'm here. Because one of them is like, it's a cookie shop and a gift shop, but they kind of coincide because you can add cookies to the gift. It's a lot to work with. And then
That's
it's the
cool.
hair care. And then it's the hair care line. That's my baby.
Mhm.
I don't know if y'all
Okay.
were watching. I was putting my drops in. I live by my hair care products. So that's my current baby. I want to get that up and running. But my cookie shop, that's my big seller.
Okay.
So I
I'm gonna
got
say
questions,
this.
Miss Kim.
I got answers. Because I'm gonna say it this way, is that I hear that a lot. Oh, I have 4 businesses. I got 6 revenue streams. What I'm saying is one of them is probably a business. The others are a side hustle and a distraction. And so
Yes.
you have to decide which one is going to be a business and let that generate all your revenue so you don't have to worry about the other ones.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you still not hear me?
Yes, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
At least there you were. Now you gone again.
Oh no, maybe I just need a new computer.
Well, once you've been, this business is generating, you get yourself a computer and call it a business expense.
Got you on that one.
Yes. So, all right, Jahida, I'm gonna hand the mic over to you. You have some closing remarks. Ladies, it has been a pleasure for me this evening. Looking forward to Thursday, and I'll make sure you're all set before I leave here this evening.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Auntie Kim. Thank you.
You're so
Thank you.
welcome.
Thanks, Auntie Kim. You are
Thank you,
truly
Auntie.
amazing. And you dropped some amazing jewels.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure.
Bye,
Auntie
ladies.
Kim
Good evening. See you next
Good night.
Tuesday. Thank you so much, ladies. So just a reminder, I did put Kim's email in the chat as well as mine. So I know some of you said you didn't receive some of the materials that were sent out earlier today. Please, please, please check your spam mail, check your junk mail. For whatever reason, my email tends to fall in there. That is also the email that I've sent out the calendar invites for each class. So if for some reason you're missing anything. All right, hold on one second. If everyone can just go on mute. Okay, all right. Hopefully we don't have any feedback on this time. So yeah, so please double check your spam email and your junk email to make sure that you have all those calendar invites, that you make it to every single class. Also, one second. Sorry. I just want to say, as always, Kim, this was amazing. Thank you so much for all of the information that you just divulged. Like, I was sitting here like listening for myself. That being said, there is a lot of information that is going to be provided over these next 7 weeks, right? And we understand that things happen in life. Some people get overwhelmed. Some things happen with family members that, you have to take a pause and take care of family members. That is understandable. And that is also normal. I want to say here on behalf of Path Stone, and I know Kim and everyone else that's going to present feels the same way. If at some point you feel that you need to take a step back and you can't complete the course for whatever reason, I just want to say to please reach out, because we at least want to see what's going on in your particular situation. Maybe there's something that we can, help you along the way, or at least see where we can pick things back up with you later on down the road, right? We don't want you to feel defeated. Sorry, there's like traffic happening in the background. We don't want you to feel defeated, and we just want you to know that there are plenty of people here to help you. So just wanted to put that out there, and that is it. That's all I have. Any questions, again, please feel free and reach out. But thank you for your time, ladies.